Good morning. Welcome to the first, whoops, I'm sorry, this microphone has something wrong with the phone. Welcome to the First Unitarian Church in New Bedford. My name is Eileen Sorrentino, and I'm a member of the Social Justice Committee. This is Social Justice Sunday. We do a program once a month to raise awareness of the oppressed people. Sorry, I'm going to try to work with this. Of all the people who are marginalized and oppressed in our society. We are a beloved community of people who believe that everyone is worthy of respect, science is real, the democratic process is a sacred thing, that we are all part of an interconnected web, and that the light and energy we share and put out makes a difference in the world. We are a people of purpose. And if what you hear today resonates with you, we hope you will consider becoming part of this way cool family of seekers and keepers of this long dream that is our church. First Unitarian in New Bedford recognizes that the land that we inhabit and enjoy sits on the unceded ancestral lands of the Wampanoag Nation, the people of the First Light. We actively commit ourselves to the process of working to dismantle the legacy of colonialism and oppression of our country's native people and all who have been marginalized. Our mission is to unite all those who have been divided by our oppressors to rise up and reclaim our rights. We are here to call out all forms of injustice and to acknowledge our interconnectedness. United we stand, divided we fall. Together we are what we can't do alone. This is Social Justice Sunday, and May is Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month. Today we are celebrating the heritage of several of our members. The Soul Matters theme for the month is imagination, and we invite you to participate in this special Sunday service. A few housekeeping things. If you are new to our church and interested in having more information, there are blue cards in the pews that you can fill out and sign in, and someone will contact you. Join us for coffee hour after the service in the parish hall, which is downstairs. We are live streaming, so like and subscribe to our YouTube when you can't be here. Please put your phones in worship mode, and we will begin our service by lighting our chalice. And is there someone who would come and light the chalice? I don't see any young people here. Shri, would you like to do the honors? Shri.
Imagination is the spirit, freed to be herself. Slipping the carbon cuffs of convention's false arrests, she picks the locks, a laughing Houdini, magician of freedom itself.
The opening hymn is Disney Lava, performed by Kwang Arnzen.
A long, long time ago, there was a volcano living all alone in the middle of the sea. He sat high above his bay, watching all the couples play and wishing that he had someone too. And from his lover came a song of hope that he sang out loud every day for years and years. I have a dream I hope will come true, that you're here with me and I'm here with you. I wish that the earth, the sea and sky up above will send me someone to love. Rising from the sea below stood a lovely volcano, looking all around, but she could not see him. He tried to sing to let her know that she was not there all alone, but with no lava, his song was all gone. He filled the sea with his tears and watched his dreams disappear, but then she remembered what his song meant to her. I have a dream I hope will come true, that you'll grow old with me and I'll grow old with you. We thank the earth, the sea, the sky, we thank too. I love you. I love you. I love you.
Now, please take a moment to greet each other, and if you don't know someone, introduce yourself. And while you're standing, and those of you who aren't standing, please stand, we'll read our covenant, which is printed in your order of service. We come together as a religious community, upholding freedom of conscience, right relationship, and the inherent worth of all people. We value our diversity and pledge to care for one another in the spirit of compassion, to speak and listen to each other with respect, and to promote justice and kindness in the world. And Kwang will read a story for all ages.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. The story that I found is Liang and the Magic Paintbrush by Demi. Long ago in China, a boy named Liang earned money gathering firewood and cutting reeds. His one wish was to paint, but he could not afford to buy a brush. One day, he passed an art school and went in and said, "I want so much to paint." He said, "Please, will you teach me?" "What?" The teacher glared at him. "A beggar wants to paint?" He drove Liang away. But Liang could not keep his fingers still. When he went to gather firewood, he drew birds in the sand with a twig. When he went to the river to cut reeds, he drew fish on the rocks with drops of water. One night, as he slept, an old man appeared on a phoenix and placed a brush in Liang's hand. "It is a magic paintbrush. Use it carefully," the old man said, and flew away. Liang jumped for joy. "Thank you so much," he called after the old man. Immediately, Liang began to paint. He painted deer. As he finished, he saw that the deer came to life. It really was a magic paintbrush. "I will paint things for my poor friends," he thought, and he painted toy birds, horses, lanterns, and balls for the children. And for their parents, things to cook with, furniture for the house, and tools for the field. Then he went to the marketplace and set up a table among the other merchants, and he made pictures of birds to sell. To make sure the birds did not come to life, he left something out. One day, a man asked for a picture of a crane. Liang gave it only one eye, but by accident, one drop of ink fell where the second eye should have been, and the crane flew away. Now everyone knew about Liang's magic brush, including the greedy emperor. He went out with all his soldiers to take the brush away from Liang. But Liang refused to give it up. The emperor ordered him bound and brought to the palace. There, the emperor ordered Liang to paint a dragon, but Liang painted a toad instead. The emperor then ordered him to paint a phoenix. He painted a rooster instead. Furious, the emperor seized the brush and ordered Liang imprisoned. The greedy emperor then sat down to paint mountains of gold, but they turned into rocks and rolled off the table. The emperor tried again. He painted a large tree. But what do you think happened? It turned into an enormous python that nearly bit the emperor's head off. Liang knew that the brush would lose its magic in the emperor's hands. He thought of a plan, and he sent word to the emperor saying that in exchange for his freedom, he would paint whatever the emperor wished. The emperor agreed. "Paint me the sea," the emperor ordered. Liang drew a sea. "Where are the fish?" the emperor asked. Liang drew, and soon a sea full of fish were swimming about. "So long as we have a sea," said the emperor, "let us have a boat." Liang painted a boat, which was soon bobbing about on the water. Delighted, the emperor called the royal family to come and join him on this boat. "Get us some wind so we can move," cried the emperor. Happily, Liang painted wind, and the boat began to rock. "More wind!" the emperor cried. Liang drew more wind and more, and soon the waves were splashing and crashing over the deck. "Enough!" the emperor cried, but Liang would not listen. He drew so much wind, the boat keeled over and broke into 1,000,000 pieces. The emperor and the royal family sank to the bottom of the sea. The story of Liang and his magic paintbrush spread far and wide. But what became of Liang, nobody knows. Some say that he went back to his own village, and others say that he roamed the earth, painting for the poor wherever he went.
Deb, are you taking any of the children out today? Okay. So this is the time when our children are going with Deb to Sunday school. May the words I say be kind and true. May love be a guide in all I do. May kindness sing within my heart. And may peace be with us while we're apart. And now is the time in our service when we ask you to come forward and light a candle with your candles of joy and concern. I'll come down and help you with the lighting.
Lit my candle. I wanted to express a joy in friendship. I have the world's best friend, Josephine Carruthers, and if everyone had a friend like Jody, there would be so much joy in the world, we would just combust with joy.
Good morning, everyone. I'll just speak loud. I have a joy. In 2 weeks, on Friday, June 6th, my friend Whatever Mike will be performing here, and I'm super excited. They are a queer non-binary music artist from LA who is currently touring with Alok Vaid Menon, an internationally known comedian and activist. Yeah, so Whatever Mike will be here. Tickets will be $25. It's going to be beautiful, candlelit by the grand piano. And it's all ages. We're gonna have a really good time. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Izzy.
Hi, I'm Isaiah, and right now my job that I work at is going crazy. Without going into detail, there's just been a massive restructuring in management and rumors of layoffs, and this is the second job at a fish factory where there's been rumors of layoffs and then the rumors came true. But luckily enough, I have a job interview on Tuesday. I'm not going to wait for the... Yeah, I was thinking of something without a swear word in it. And so it's a custodial job in the public schools in New Bedford, and I'll actually be, if I get the job, I'll be working in the same building as one of my sisters and my brother and my cousin, so that'll be interesting to say the least.
Anyone else? Well, as is our custom, we'll light 2 candles, one for those who hold their joys and concerns in their hearts and haven't shared them, and the other for all of the people who haven't found a beloved community such as this, where they feel at home and cherished and welcomed.
So for this next one, I'm just gonna move the mic. For this next one, this hits me on a little bit, on a lot of levels. How many of you guys have watched Mulan? Love that, yeah. Can't relate to her at all. No, absolutely not even a single little bit of ounce. So this song does mean a lot to me. You know, it's the idea that, you know, the idea of filling out your role in society based on what is tradition and how tradition may sometimes be nice and cool, but a lot of times it might not. And it really is down to the individual to see who they are as people. For me, it took a long time for me to figure out who I was, and it might not line up with what is traditionally expected in a lot of cultures, but I feel comfortable with who I am, and I think this song does resonate with me in that kind of way. Look at me, I will never pass for a perfect bride or a perfect daughter. Can it be? I'm not meant to play this part. Now I see, if I were truly be myself, I would break my family's heart. Who is that girl I see staring straight right at me? Why is my reflection someone I don't know? Somehow I cannot hide who I am, though I've tried. When will my reflection show who I am inside? When will my reflection show who I am inside? While I'm here, I'm going to read the next reading. Let's see. This is going to be in your order of service. When I feel small. Let's see. Izzy, pass me an up. When I feel small and inconsequential, I look at my hands. What they have done through the years is not there. It is woven into the warp of history. Generations hold those things now. Hold me. I am among them. I am all of them. I take a breath. The sky breathes into me and out of me. I am sky. My breath leaves me. As if I am dead and buried, I am earth. I am not small. I am the whole world in my part of it. The heart of creation beats in me, the DNA of the universe furled in the cell of me. The whole body present in the hand I am. I, the song that contains the world. Myself is tiny, but I am vast. If I listen, the whole mystery in the word of me. And following is Izzy to have his own quote. He'll tell
We're
you.
now entering into a period of prayer and meditation, and Isaiah will read the meditation, and then we'll have 30 seconds of silence where you can go within yourself.
This quote is from Lucy Liu. You can't look back. You have to keep looking forward.
I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, princess, now when did you last let your heart decide? I can open your eyes, take you wonder by wonder, over, sideways, and under, on a magic carpet ride, a whole new world, a new fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no, or where to go, or say we're only dreaming. A whole new world, a dazzling place I never knew. But when I'm way up here, it's crystal clear. And now I'm in a whole new world. Now I'm in a whole new world.
Unbelievable sights, indescribable feeling, soaring, shambling, revealing through an endless time and sky, a whole new world.
Don't you dare close your eyes.
100,000
Hold your breath, it gets better.
I'm like a shooting star. I've come so far. I can't go back to where I
A whole new
started. Every
world
child is a prize.
with new horizons to
Everyone has a
pursue.
letter.
I'll
I
chase them anywhere. It's time to spare. Let me share this whole new world
with you.
A whole new
A
world.
whole new world.
That's where we'll be.
That's where we'll be.
A thrilling change
A wondrous place
for
for
you
you
and me.
David is going to do the reading by Adrian Maury Brown.
All right, so the reading is from Adrienne Marie Brown. She's a graduate of Columbia University. She's a social activist. All right, and here we go. We are in an imagination battle Trayvon Martin, Mike Brown, Bernicia McBride, and so many others are dead because in some white imagination, they were dangerous. And that imagination is so respected that those who kill based on an imagined radicalized fear of minorities are rarely held accountable. Imagination has people thinking they can go from being poor to a millionaire as part of a shared American dream. Imagination turns brown bombers into terrorists and white bombers into mentally ill victims. Imagination gives us borders, gives us superiority. It gives us race as an indicator of ability. I often feel I am trapped inside someone else's capability. I often feel I am trapped inside someone else's imagination, and I must engage my own imagination in order to break free.
Stand as you are willing and able. And hymn in the gray hymnal is number 177. Sakura, Sakura. Sakura? Sorry, Sakura, Sakura. Now is the time in our service when we ask you for your kind donations towards the many good works of this church. We have a food pantry, we have an active social justice committee, we have a religious services committee, an outreach committee, and then we have several employees that are maintaining this church. So we do appreciate any donations you can give us.
All right, and then while you are getting that, this next song, I love this part of the year because this is thematically the time of year where I can sing a song in Chinese. The last time I sung anything in Chinese for this church was exactly a year ago, and so I decided to make it a tradition. It makes sense for this month. and it roughly translates to "we are different." The idea being that we are, despite being different, we all live this life together, and we will see each other in the next life too.
这么多年的兄弟，有谁比我更了解你？太多太多不容易，又拼了岁月和脾气。时间转眼就过去，有些不散的欢喜，只因为我们还在停留在原地。张开手，需要多大很容气，这冰天你我一起唱起，更努力，只为了我们的勇气，好好的这份情，好好珍惜。我们不一样，每个人都有不同的经历。我们在这里，在这里和你。我们不一样，虽然都经历不同的经历。我们在这里，在这里同行。这么多年的兄弟，有谁比我更了解你？太多不容易，我拼了岁月和脾气。时间转眼就过去，这散互不散的欢喜，就因为我们还在正了解原地。张开手，需要多大很风气，这片天你我一起唱起，更努力，只为了我们想要的明天，好好的这风景好好珍惜。我们不一样，每个人都有不同的荣誉，我们在这里，在这里等你。我们不一样，虽然都经历不同的生去，我们都希望带着你上去。我们不一样，每个人都有不同的经历，我们在这里，在这里等你。我们不一样，虽然被经历不同的生去，我们都希望来生能相遇。
Our speaker today is Gerald P. Rooney, who is the president and CEO of the Whitfield-Manjiro Friendship Society. He will be speaking about Nakanohama, Manjiro.
Good morning again. Or as we say in Japanese, Ohayo gozaimasu. You got it. Okay. Pardon me? No, I'd rather do it here. I would feel closer to the people. So, well, I'm here with my wife, Ayako Amiyata, from Japan. She came here to go to college at University out here in Dartmouth, which was SMTI at the time, and just thought she was going home and somehow got hooked up with me, and she's still here living in a cushion with me. And our son, Mark Rooney, went to Boston University, got interested in learning how to play Japanese taiko drums. He now has his own Mark Rooney Taiko School in Washington, D.C. Anytime you see the Cherry Blossom Festival, you'll see his drummers there, for sure. Okay, so he's visiting us right now. So to talk about Manjiro, we've got to go back to 1841. Manjiro's family, his father died when he was 7 years old. He had two older sisters, one younger sister. He had an older brother who was very sickly. And his mother, Shiho, was the lady of the family. She was the one that made everything happen. In any event, he worked for a rice-producing organization, a company. And by the way, at that time, his family would be part of what we might call a peasant level of people in the community, which meant two things: no schooling and no family last name. Something unusual for us over here in the East. In any event, so he had a big fight with his boss, and he ran away to the next town. And the next day, his mother was looking for him in the next town, and she found him. And but she also found a friend of hers, Fudenojo, who was a fisherman who was about to go out with a small boat with his two brothers, Jusuke and Goemon, and their neighbor Toremon. And she said, please take Manjiro with you so that I'll know where he is and that he's safe and so forth. So he did, he agreed to that, and they went out from the small town, not from Manjiro's hometown. His hometown was Nakanohama, but they went from a small town called Usa. And when I have visitors at the museum in Fairhaven, and I talk about USA, if that were an English word, how would you spell it? USA? USA? So they left USA and ended up in USA. Okay, so anyway, they went out to fish, and they got caught in a big storm. The Kuroshio-maru current went the wrong way, and they lost the mast and the steering and bobbed around the ocean. They ended up about 900 miles south of Tokyo, Torishima, Bird Island, and they crashed on that island. This is in January, okay? They had to wait until June when the John Howland ship, a whaler from New Bedford, came to that island looking for provisions. And not provisions, but they found 5 people almost dead. So they took them aboard. And of course, Manjiro was the youngest of all of them. And they headed for Hawaii, whaling along the way. So Manjiro was curious about everything. When the man at the top of the mast would yell, "There she blows!" He said, "What does that mean? What is that all about?" And of course, it's a fuss-spouting whale. And so by the time they got to Hawaii, the captain was so impressed with Manjiro's, his trying to learn. He was like a sponge, take in everything he could. And of course, had never gone to school, regular schooling. So he invited him to come to the USA and go to school. And of course, being very Japanese, he said, "I'll check with the boss," which means the captain of the ship. And the captain said, "Go for it, good time." And so the others stayed in Hawaii for now, and Manjiro stayed on the ship. This is 1841, but no Panama Canal. All the way around South America and so forth. 1843, on May 6th, came into New Bedford port. They stayed one day in the port, reporting to the ship owners and the customs and so forth. And the next day, May 7th, went to the captain's house at 11 Cherry Street in Fairhaven, and that's when he became the first Japanese to live in the USA. He went to school, just a block and a half from there was the first school. That's part of the Manjiro Trail right now, and so forth. And so we have exchanged groups with his hometown in Japan. because he was from the little village of Nakanohama, but that is now a city called Torishima. Okay, so in 1987, a group from Fairhaven, with my wife as one of the interpreters, and a representative of New Bedford, went to Torishima and signed a Shimaitoshi, Sister City Committee, Sister City. So we now have a sister city, which includes New Bedford, Fairhaven, and Torishima, Japan. And we every second year we have a festival in the town hall in Fairhaven. It's a Manjiro festival. We had one a year ago, October. We will have one this coming October, and in between they have one in Japan as well. So we swap back and forth in that. So the other thing is when they arrived here, of course, the captain, being a very distinguished individual in town, in the church he had his own pew, okay? And so he went with his family and with Manjiro, and they sat and went through the service. And after that service, one of the higher-ups in the church approached the captain and said, "By the way, this young boy you have with you has some skin color. Maybe he should sit in the balcony with the blacks." And the captain said, "No, thank you. We're out of here." And off he went, looking around for a church that would accept people as they are for who they are. And as you probably already know, they all joined the Unitarian Church in Fairhaven. Yeah. So in any event, and now we keep this active exchange with Japan. As I say, Ayaka was part of the translators who went with them when they signed the Sister City Agreement, and so we keep it up. So on 11 Cherry Street was the captain's house. It was for sale in 2008. And a Japanese doctor who was one of the well-known doctors in Japan. He was the only one that was allowed back into Seiroku Byoin, which is the name of his hospital, which coincidentally is St. Luke's over there. But anyway, and he heard about this building, the captain's house, being for sale. And he said it's too important for history to let it go to condos or something. So he raised $1 million in Japan, bought the house, had it renovated, came over in 2009, and on May 7th, the magic day, which was the first day Manjiro lived in that house, he brought 100 supporters with him and dedicated the house. He gave it to the town of Fairhaven on the condition that our nonprofit agency would operate it, which we've been doing. And so we have tours of the 11 Cherry Street and also the Manjiro Trail, which includes the school he went to, etc. Another school he went to, by the way, was Bartlett Academy, where he learned navigation, celestial navigation, because up until that time in Japan, if anyone went out to the sea, they had to stay within the sight of land. They didn't know how to go back. And so he learned that, he taught it over there, and he was the reason why the first ship, the Kanrin Maru, could come from Japan back to the USA way back. So he had a great contribution, and of course, when we say Manjiro now, we think of a real person that was so farsighted to look ahead. And by the way, when he had gone out, the captain, by the way, bought a farm in Sconnegat Neck area, and that was only a couple months after they had arrived, so Manjiro spent much more time at the farm than he did at 11 Cherry Street, but that was the first one. And then we have people that are on our board of directors. For example, the 5th generation descendant of Manjiro, Robert Whitfield, is on our board. He lives in Florida, and we do our meeting like we did last week on Zoom. Everything is Zoom nowadays, of course. In any event, so we, as I say, we've done the tours of that house and the Manjiro Trail. We've had over 11,000 individuals since 2009 when we opened it. And they come from all over the world, every continent except Antarctica. We're waiting for a polar bear, but anyway, maybe one of these. But in any event, I will be leaving some information for you folks, and anyone like to, join us or whatever, take a tour, contact us. We schedule the tours, both of the house itself, which is the museum, or the Manjiro Trail, which includes that, and all of the 8 places around Fairhaven. So in any event, thank you for listening. Hope to see you in Fairhaven when you get a chance. Thank you.
All right, and for our final hymn, I don't know if it's coming in order service, but we are singing Imagine by John Lennon.
Thank you, that was super. So the closing words are about Thich Nhat Hanh. He was the Buddhist monk and teacher who brought mindfulness to the West. Mindfulness means, as you probably know, being in the moment, the present moment, only the present, not the past, not the future. So Thich Nhat Hanh told a story about attending a dinner, and the young man seated next to him asked him repeatedly, "What is the secret of a serene life? How can I learn to practice mindfulness?" And Thich Nhat Hanh, without missing a beat, said, "Eat." You get it? The present moment? Thank you. And
All right, and I believe that, unless you have any last thoughts,
yeah.
that concludes our SJC service for Asian American Heritage Month. Woo! So, thank you very much. This is my personal favorite service of the year. Thematically, you know, this time of year, I love it. I mean, I could do without the spring allergies, but thematically, it's great. It's a time, you know, we're in the middle of celebrating a lot of Asian heritage, and Pride Month's around the corner. So, you know, your gay, trans Asian lady, you know, your resident lady is so happy to be represented in this very little pocket of the calendar. Let's see. Thank you so much to Gerry and Akiko for, you know, running the Manjiro Museum, learning about the history, and taking the time out of their day to come and share that knowledge and history with you. Yeah. And I think, like, just doing my own little bit of research, like, you know, and little homework and looking into it, just like, I think, you know, that story really does resonate, thinking, you know, that one act of kindness can start a legacy. So, you know, as you are exploring different aspects of Asian culture, heritage, music, art, and dumplings, remember that a big part of any culture is to lend a hand to those who need it, to lift up others, and to make sure that your community is strong by including everyone, no matter what their differences are. So, hold fast, my church. Stay strong, live long and prosper, go in peace. We love you. Let's have some coffee.
And I would just like to thank Gerald Rooney for that very interesting talk about Manjiro. So let's go have